Stunning new details just revealed in a reported plot to kidnap and murder Justin Bieber.
You unwalk it, man. What'd you say? You unwalk.
The Biebs was almost kidnapped, and no one remembers. Celebrities make insane amounts of money, and sometimes people get the bright idea to kidnap them to get some of that sweet, sweet do-re-mi. Or they just want to kidnap them and castrate them with head trimmers like Justin Bieber superfan Dana Martin, who, by the way, was 43 years old and in prison for heinous crimes against a 15-year-old girl. Although he was slightly older than most believers, Martin still loved the young singer. This was back in 2011 when Bieber was just 16. I mean, the man even got a prison tattoo of Bieber's face on his calf, which he'd shaved for maximum visibility. "I always tell people, you need to have a shaved Bieber," he joked. He wrote Bieber hundreds of letters. Over time, these messages turned angry, mostly because Justin never wrote back, but also because he was growing up and changing his style. "He changed, and that made me angry," Martin said in the interview. Finally, in May 2012, he sent Bieber an ultimatum promising to do something nasty to him unless he got a reply. He attached his criminal record to make the threat look legit. He received no response because he mailed the letter to Ellen DeGeneres instead of Bieber directly. Seriously. So Martin decided Bieber had to die and conspired with Mark Stake, a fellow inmate who was about to be paroled. Stake and his nephew were supposed to go to New York City, where Bieber was playing a concert at Madison Square Garden. They'd shoot his bodyguard, then abduct him and take him somewhere private. There, they would strangle him with his signature paisley scarf and cut off his testicles, of which the men would be paid $10,000 for. That's $5,000 per ball, if you're bad at math. Police even managed to capture the whole plan in a recorded phone call between the two men.
We went and we bought some, the hedge clippers. You're gonna give me 5 large for each one I get.
The plan was put into place, and Stake and his nephew headed out to kidnap, kill, and castrate the Biebs. Martin had also ordered them to kill 2 men in Vermont before pulling off the Bieber job, and on their way to Vermont, they took the wrong turn and headed into Canada, which violated Stake's parole and got them caught and thrown back in jail. Martin ended up pleading guilty to conspiring to kill the Vermont men in exchange for authorities dropping the charges for conspiring to kill Bieber. He's still in prison and doesn't even have Bieber's balls as a consolation prize for spending the rest of his sorry life in jail. But not every celebrity kidnapper is out for revenge and testicles. Most just want the cash, like the kidnappers who killed a woman who they thought was Rupert Murdoch's wife. In 1969, Rupert Murdoch went on British television and talked about spending millions on his conquest of London's newspapers. Watching this show were brothers Arthur and Nizamuddin Hussain, who came to the conclusion that, wow, this guy had a whole lot of money and they should have some of it. So they tailed Murdoch's Rolls Royce for a while to find out where he lived, broke into that Wimbledon house a few days later, and made off with the woman inside thinking it was Murdoch's wife, Anna. As it turns out, the Murdochs were actually out of town and had lent their rolls to an underling at News Corp, Alec McKay. The kidnappers had abducted his wife, Muriel. The Hussein sent a ransom demand for the equivalent of $16 million. But when they realized the police had been notified, they called Alec and said they were going to kill Muriel. Police tracked a car seen in the area to a pig farm, and fingerprints at the farm matched those on the ransom note, and although they found no sign of Muriel, it's believed that the brothers killed her and fed her remains to the pigs. And that's some bacon I think I'll pass on. Thank you very much.